Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned in to Disarranged Talk Show. Joining you live from Be More on the D, your hosts, Matt and Andrew. Please like, subscribe, and comment.
Hey. Episode 52.
There he is.
How you
What's
doing,
going on, bud?
Hey, I'm living the dream, brother, on this end. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Not too bad. Just trying to survive the winter storms here. So
Yeah, they're getting bad out there, eh?
we got probably like 6 inches the other day. It's snowing right now. Nothing terrible, but I guess it could have been worse. So
Yeah, no doubt. Well, you ready for episode 52, pal?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be, pal.
All right, buddy. Here we go. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Welcome to Disarranged Talk Show. Your one-of-a-kind live show written, organized, and filmed, and hosted by yours truly, two Marine Corps veterans, Andrew and Matt. We discuss veterans transitions, current events, family perspectives, and the pursuit of a well-balanced and fruitful life. Disarranged is a platform for both military and non-military individuals to connect in a safe and supportive environment. So I appreciate everybody joining us on whatever platform you're on. Disarranged is a platform also for both military and non-military individuals to connect in a safe and supportive environment. So again, I appreciate everybody joining us live, whether it's now or after. If you could please head over to YouTube and check out Disarranged Talk Show on that platform and like, share, and subscribe. It would really help us out moving forward. Matthew and I have a wonderful show planned for you this evening. It's kind of one of the first. For us, it's uncut, uncensored. So please, there will be language in this video. We're going to be talking about relationships, men and women. You can only imagine from there the type of content you're going to hear tonight. But I'm going to be raw. I'm going to be real. And we've got things to talk about. But first, if you've joined us before, you know what time it is. It's one of the best segments, if not the best.
And now, your news and current events with Matt G.
I'll just caveat real quick off of, but it's not just men and women too, right? It could be men and men or women and women. You said relationships, so.
Bud, relationships is all around.
Right.
If
I
you,
just
I
want
mean,
to
you
make
and
sure
I,
that we weren't being
right. I agree with
exclusive.
that. Yes, thank you for being politically correct. But however, sir, you and I are in a relationship, right? Like you and I have a relationship.
Fair enough.
Right?
Fair enough.
Friend.
I got you. So I got a couple of good ones. I got to follow up to a story. Well, let's start with the first one. This is the strangest thing, man. I came across this story. A 33-year-old man and his buddy were caught in Florida clubbing a lemon shark to death with a hammer off the shoreline. Now, don't try not to laugh. Okay, hold it. So
What were they doing?
They were fishing, and they got this lemon shark in. And when they got it in, they had a hammer. Apparently, the hook was in its gills.
Yeah,
They were beating it to death with a hammer, and then trying to rip its gills out.
were they
And
trying to keep the shark?
Yeah, they're trying to kill the shark. This
No,
is all
not kill it, keep it.
No. You cannot. It's a protected. That's a protected species.
Okay.
Shark.
Well, all right. Well, we probably should have
So
started
there's-
with that.
So, well, let me. Can I get to it? So, the problem is that the lemon shark is a protected species, and when you catch one of them under law, you have to catch and release without unharming. So, of course, these men, rightfully so, are facing a couple charges. It was all caught, of course, on video because everything's caught on video nowadays.
Yep.
And maybe somebody will smack them in the head with a hammer or something like that.
It's crazy you bring this up. I was on swiping last night for hours, and I ran across a video of a guy. It looked like it was in California somewhere, but he took this beautiful pit bull dog, and like the big cell phone towers up in the mountains, whatever, and they'll have like a gate around it, like a fence. So
Yes.
when workers come up, they it's just no trespassing, right?
Right.
They have this asshole on camera literally pick up a dog. It's a full-grown pit bull dog, and he throws it over the fence. And there's a camera right there, like just watching
into where the towers were.
Into where the towers were because he wanted to abandon the dog. He didn't want the dog anymore.
Jesus,
Dude. And I'm like, you can clearly see who it is. Like, even
Right.
I guarantee you, like people on Facebook, like the Facebook investigators could figure out who this guy was. Well, the idiot had a chip in the dog. So as soon as they scan the dog, or however they identify
right back
it,
to his residence, right?
yeah,
They just
they knocked on his door, and he's like, "What do you mean?" Like, dude,
right. What do you mean?
dude, you know what?
Hopefully
Like,
they took him and threw him off of freaking something.
yeah, I just feel like we're so past this like Michael Vick era of treating dogs like shit. Like, dude, you can literally take a human being and go to a hospital and drop off a baby. Why the fuck you can do the same thing with a dog?
Right. Yep.
Go to
Give
a
it to
shelter,
somebody who's
dude.
going to take care of it.
Go to a
Exactly.
shelter, dude. Go to a shelter. The dog has a better chance of survival at a kill shelter than just freaking abandoning it in a
Throwing
place
it
with
over
no
a
food.
fence where it can't get food or anything like that. Yeah.
Nothing.
That's absolutely ridiculous. Someone should trap him in a freaking fence somewhere.
Yeah. So the shark thing is interesting. Now, when I go fishing around here in Maryland, I'm not fishing for sharks, but dude, I saw Captain Kenny. Shout out Captain Kenny if you're watching. Dude, he pulled this freaking fish. It was like a rockfish or something. And I hadn't seen him do anything crazy or violent all day long. And this fish just like it wouldn't stop. And Captain Kenny just out of nowhere started feeding this fish like right hooks.
Yes.
Done.
Well, see,
that's why. Sorry, but that's why I asked you, were they trying to keep the shark? I didn't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. They know they couldn't keep it anyway because it was protected. If it was something they were allowed to catch, then and they were trying to club it and stuff, we know that's how you kill something. You club it, but they knew for a fact. They ended up pushing it back into the wave pattern, and it floated back out into the ocean. And of course, it was dead at that point. So, anywho, next up, I got a follow up to a story I believe I just did last week about the 6-year-old.
Yep.
Down in Virginia that shot his teacher, and thankfully, the teacher lived. She suffered a wound through her hand, defensive wound, putting up her hand and went through her stomach. So there's major fallout on this. Pretty shortly after this story broke, the superintendent, Mr. Gary Parker, has been relieved of his duties, and the principal and the vice principal. Now I know, look on your face. Why, right? Like why all of a sudden? Well, it came out since then that the school and officials there were alerted that day.
Oh, right. You did say that last week.
3 separate times that this kid had a gun and was threatening kids that day in the class.
Yeah.
So they didn't call the police. They didn't do a lockdown. The superintendent did say, in defense of himself, that the kid's backpack was searched, which I reported on, and they didn't find a gun. Well, obviously we know that's bullshit because he pulled the gun out and shot his teacher. So yeah, there's major fallout with that right now. And another note I found interesting about this is, his family now has a attorney, of course. The attorney noted that the family has proclaimed very very loudly that that gun was locked up in a safe and not easily obtainable.
Well, I mean, so I guess that's a definition of what's easily.
They said it was up on a shelf, locked in a safe. But the kicker is that this kid also, the 6-year-old boy, is a special needs kid. Yeah, there's a lot to the story.
Hey, that's deep, right, dude. That's really deep.
So, I mean, that I'll keep following up on what's progressed. Go ahead, Bun.
I do have one point. It's interesting that he's special needs. Do we know what his condition is?
I don't know specifically. It sounded like in the report that he had special needs as far as learning disabilities and stuff like that. I don't know that he was mentally disabled. Maybe he was just had learning problems. I'm not sure. They didn't elaborate in the story, but it sounded like he needed assistance, which brings even more stuff into question. Was how did he get this pistol out of a locked safe that was up on a shelf?
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird stuff to the story, so I'll keep following up with it. But the last one I got, I saw this in the Military Times, and it blew my mind. So if you're a soldier right now and you're set to retire, or you're set to get the old coveted DD-214, you are on standby.
brother.
You might ask why, right? No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's not a what is it? Stop loss. It's not a stop loss like back during Iraq where they're
Right.
just keeping people from leaving. The Army's processing system is currently out of order. It's not working. So that the system that actually processes the paperwork for
Right.
retirement paperwork, DD-214s, all that stuff, it's down right now. So they got over 4,000 people this week. I'm sorry, 4,000 soldiers this week that are standing by waiting to retire. That can't leave, right? That can't leave. So, but the spokesman for the Army did say that it should be up within the next week or two.
But
Could you imagine? I mean, could you imagine that? I think, like, I mean, do you do anything if you're ready to get out and you're like,
ship day.
do you cut your hair? Do you even go anywhere? I mean, the
No.
amount of resentment you would have, you know what I mean? Just sitting there and I can't
What do
even
you
fathom
like
that.
the technical part is like, hey, I'm technically retired. Like I'm done. Like I'm already. Like,
Well, I mean, you have
my
to sign
time's up.
Yeah, I mean, technically you're not because you have to sign the paperwork.
No, but
So,
right, but technically you got to have a date. If it's
yeah.
past that date, what are they going to do? They have to retrograde forward.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work, but I could assume that there's a lot of pissed off soldiers and pissed off family members, and I mean, you got to think the moving orders that go along with it. Guys who are retiring, guys who are getting out. You know, they got all their stuff being moved, picked up, and shipped. Now they're probably staying in barracks on the base because they don't have any housing. It's probably a disaster. So that's all I got for you today, brother.
Well, that's good, but I appreciate the current events. Let's get a side by side action here, and let's jump into what we came to talk about, brother. Yeah. So tonight I wanted to basically, dude, I wanted to, as you know, and people that are close to me, like I've just had a rough couple weeks, right? I thought about when we were talking about doing the show tonight, I was like, man, I wanted to do something different, and I wanted to do something a little bit more raw and uncensored in terms of like just literally telling you how the hell it's going, right? Like, so I want to talk about relationships, brother. Like, I don't,
Right.
like, what does a relationship mean? I mean, if we're talking about an intimate relationship, understand friendships and everything like that. But if you're with an intimate partner, like, the fuck does it actually mean, right? Like, I'm truly, genuinely curious because I just haven't had a good, solid go at it, you know?
Yeah. So what I want to work in is obviously we're going to talk about from our perspective is the struggles and difficulties that go along with the relationships as far as the mental health aspect, the PTSD aspect, emotional disconnect, being able to process your feelings, learning how to act human again, and obviously, you know, the struggles now trying to do that. You know, I mean, how long have you been out? You've been out for over 10 years, right?
Yeah. 11 years this year. Yeah. So
11 years, and it's still a struggle.
dude, it's listen, so I joined the Marine Corps in 2012. Obviously the standard stuff like, oh my God, you could go to war, you could die, like you're gonna, that's standard data. If
Right.
you would have told me that I would have had an 11-year struggle afterwards, I don't know I don't know what I would have done. I don't know if I would have comprehended it, to be honest. I would have been like, well, what are you talking about? Right? Like you can't paint this into a picture. You can't tell it. You can't. It's one of the most unique experiences in life. I'm sure there's other unique experiences, but just looking at it as like a veteran point of view, my God, dude, it's been a run. And then getting out and trying to just live a normal life, figure out where you fit in, and I was raised by a good family. Like
Mm-hmm.
I have good people around me. I've seen good relationships. My grandparents are damn near 60 years married. So it's not, I grew up with divorced parents, but I've always had steady relationships, right? I've always had a man in my life. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I've always had all these things in terms of relationships. So going out and creating it, dude, I'm having a very hard time, man. Like a
Yeah.
very hard time.
And yeah, and I think, you know, one point is we talked about this, like at your stage in your life, the older you get, the harder breakups and relationships are when they end, right? Like it's um, something else that maybe you think you failed at, or you think you're going to be alone for the rest of your life, or you think, like we've had the conversations, maybe I'm just not a relationship person, which I think is absolute bullshit. I just
Well,
think you haven't met the right
let me
person.
touch on that. Let me touch
Okay.
on that because I feel that there's a level of that is kind of true. It's just you build up so much callus over time and scar tissue over time, right? What happens with scar tissue and stuff like that? It gets numb. It can't feel, right? Nerve endings are damaged, everything. I just feel numb, dude. Like, I don't feel that I'm that guy that can be in a relationship. I don't know if I've pinned myself as the good time guy or I've just been stuck in my ways too much. And I've had good and bad experiences, right? On both ends. And this last one, dude, rocked me. I didn't think it was gonna rock me. I was first week, whatever. The last couple of days, dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm hurting. I feel hurt. I have a lot of something's missing in my
Yeah.
chest,
Well, and I think that, like, again, what we talked about is not necessarily like even missing the person, right?
Mm.
When you're with somebody for as long as you're with that person, you're with that person, you're together all the time, and there's that void that's filled in your life, right? And then all of a sudden it's gone. So it's an emptiness, it's a loneliness, man. And for you especially, I mean, coming home and having the visual of it for like an empty apartment, stuff like that, it's tough. But that's I think, I've been through that, and I talked to you about that. Just I think it's more so mourning the loss of that companionship, and it's tough, and I know that right now you hate people to keep telling you, like, it's going to get better, it's going to get better, but that's like really the only thing that ever makes it better is just time. But I will say this before you go on. This time right now, the time that you have when you get out of a relationship is, to me, vital, because you can reflect on what happened, right?
Mhm.
All the good stuff, what you learned from it. And not only that, you can start to relearn, especially at your age, what you love about yourself and what your real wants and needs are for someone in your future. You know what I mean? And you'll get to a point where you will enjoy and love your time so much, that the next person that comes in your life, they're going to have to be pretty damn special for you to give up that time, right?
Yeah. That I just feel like I don't know if I right now, dude, I've been the most turned off by relationships, women, that I've ever been in my entire life.
Yeah.
It's like it's gonna be okay. And I understand it's gonna be okay.
Sure.
Like I get
Right.
that. This is I'm not proud to say it. This is a third type of situation that's happened to me like this. Right. Like,
But that's okay.
right. It's okay. But it's also, dude, it's another weight on my shoulders. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing wrong, dude? Like, I'm not a bad person. I know I'm not a bad person.
No.
Have I done bad things? 100%. Everyone has. I'm not perfect.
Yes.
What I don't like, the most thing that I don't know, I can handle it, but I don't like handling, is the feeling alone.
Yes.
As Marines, as Marine veterans, like I'm just only speaking about Marines because that's who I am and what I know. And dude, those nights get scary. And I haven't had scary nights like that in a long time, just because like I've had someone else with me. And like, dude, if it wasn't for you this past week, you're just talking to me, and it's just been tough, dude. Not that I would have done anything stupid. It's just like I'm hurting. I'm fucking empty. And I identified, I know I'm depressed. Like there's something missing inside of me, dude. I don't have any motivation to do shit.
Yeah. And I told you, Andrew, like I've said it 100 times this week, like this time right now that you have like this time where you feel so low and so lonely and empty, you are going to learn so much about yourself. It sucks and it's tough, but you will start to really learn what's valuable in a partner, right?
Mhm.
And what you need. And I'm telling you, it's obvious that there's millions of people that are out there looking for the same thing you are, man. Just because you
Yeah.
fail in 3 relationships, 4 relationships, 5 relationships, whatever, doesn't mean that there's not somebody that's walking around right now that's going to love and accept you for who you are and
I mean,
embrace it.
I respect that, and I do, and I don't not believe you,
Yeah.
right? But with that whole thing you said about learning about myself, like I'm learning more and more that I don't know if I want that, and that's
Okay.
scary because it's like I want it, but I don't need it. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? It's weird. Like it's something that like I've grown up and I've seen,
Yeah.
and like, and I just start thinking that I'm not like the type of person that deserves that, and I don't know why, but that's how I feel. I just feel like fuck,
Yeah. I
dude.
know.
I feel like I've done everything. Like I've done, like, okay, I fucked up this relationship. Like I'll do it different this time. It just, dude, it's just that fucking doesn't stop, and it just kind of fucks me up a little bit more because I feel like I'm just that good time guy,
Yeah.
and that's probably my fault, and I can't not take blame on any of this, like, but
Well, again, it goes back to like reflecting and learning, right? I mean, let me ask you this. What role do you think that like mental health and the disconnect and all that has played in trying to combat?
it's hard to, I know where you're going. It's hard
Yeah.
to, I mean, as a Marine vet, like I do, I hide things, I block things because I feel like I'm a man, I should be able to handle it. I don't necessarily maybe not know how to like express the emotions. Back, when I was a younger veteran coming out, like I would act out, and now I'm just kind of internalizing things a little bit more, learning more about it. Um, it's been it's been hard because I feel like I can't explain properly what goes on up here. So to be in a relationship and like just always kind of just being asked like what's wrong, like what are you thinking, why'd you do this, or I just feel like I always have to explain myself, and I
Right.
can't
And
do it. I
that's
don't want to, brother. I can't. Like I do think things through. I don't just fucking act all the time. But when I think something through and I know it's the fucking right decision for me, I'm not trying to explain it to anybody. I've
right.
thought it through. I don't need to fucking explain to you,
Hmm.
So I don't express my emotions properly. I understand that. I fucking bottle things up. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? The people that I've been around and I've put myself around can't fucking buff that out. That doesn't equate to them, right?
Right.
They don't get it. They want me to be different. I think a lot of the women I've been with seen great potential, but they've never wanted to go through
And
through battle with me.
that's what I'm saying. Like instead of just reflecting on, like, I think so many times we try to be like, forcing this thing of, I got to be with this person. I got to be a certain way. Like you need to just be yourself, and that the person that you're gonna find is gonna embrace that, or they're not. And if they don't, then so be it. Then you need to be happy without it, right?
I mean, if I had to look back, brother, at like the start of my relationships outside of the Marine Corps, brother, I mean, my first relationship, my marriage, like I thought she was going to teach me, brother. I thought she was going to teach me how to be out here and how to be a civilian. And I was
Yeah.
completely blinded by shit that I didn't like, but I figured, oh, fuck, this is how I have to be,
Right. Yeah.
And I've just feel like for the past 10 years, I'm just trying to play catch up, trying to be someone I'm not.
Right. And that's the thing that like has always killed me with you, and I'm sure you're not the only person that does it, dude. And I'm sure I've done it, and it happens. But you're a great guy. Just allowing yourself to be you. You know what I mean? Being totally vulnerable, totally exposed. This is who I am. Yeah, I got issues here or there, but this is me. You know what I mean? And you don't have to catch up to anything. This is who you are. This is who you are. Somebody is going to love that and embrace it. And just the fact that you haven't found that person doesn't mean you're a failure. Doesn't mean that you're not a relationship guy. You just said, you've learned. That's something you've learned from those previous relationships, right? You've learned that, like, you're tired of playing this. Like, I have to be a certain way for this girl. I have to be a certain way for that girl. You know what I mean?
Well, and it's like they always say, it's like, women want all these things from their man. Like, they want a sensitive person. They want someone that can share their feelings. What the fuck happens when a man can stand his fucking ground and protect people? Whatever happened to that? Just because the aggression is there doesn't have to transmit to our relationship. So if you fucking see me at a traffic light and someone's threatening our safety and I fucking do something, I don't need someone coming at me afterwards. That's how I'm wired.
Yeah. And again, bro.
It's like they want you to be this person, but they don't want you to be yourself.
Then that's
I
just
don't get it.
It's
sexy to be a fucking Marine, but when Marines are ready to do Marine shit, everyone wants to fucking. I'm not saying half the time I've done it that's been right, but that's who the fuck I am. I'm a protector. I've always been that person, dude.
Yep. And yes, and I think anybody who's done what we have done and been in that role automatically, steps into that that mantle. But it is hard when you're asked to be one way and then not expected to be another, and the only thing to that is you're just with the wrong person, man. You're just with the wrong.
What's the balance? What's the balance for us? It can't be the extreme, but it can't be the softness, dude.
The main thing is, dude, is that everybody, men and women, no one's completely balanced, right? No one's completely perfect. No one completely reacts one way perfectly or the other way perfectly. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. And let that be shown. And if they don't like it, they can get the fuck out.
What if you don't like yourself?
Well, then that's something you can work on. Right? That's something you take and you work on. If you see things in yourself that you don't like, then that's something that you can take and you work on, right?
Yeah.
But if you're a certain way, like you're a protector, you have a little aggression, stuff like that, someone's going to love that, dude. Someone's going to take that and love that. It just wasn't the right person.
Yeah.
So just because it didn't, she didn't like that, or it doesn't mean that it's wrong. You just got to be yourself. And if there's things that you see that are, like you said, you don't like, or maybe there's too much anger, too much aggression, then those are things you can go and work on. And again, these are things now that you're seeing that you're learning, right?
Yeah.
Before you get into another relationship, these are things you're learning. But ultimately, you should just be you, period. Just be you. Let that next person see you be completely vulnerable and open about who you are, right? This is me. Yeah, sometimes I might be fly off the handle at a traffic light or whatever, but I do it because I love you, because I want you to be safe. I do it because I'm scared something might happen to you. You know what I mean? Not because I'm just an asshole and I want to beat the shit out of everybody.
Well, that's the thing too with that, dude. I've never been the aggressor, right? Like, I've never, I can say this, and there's not a lot of things I can say this about in my life. I've never just fucking woke up or came home or been in traffic or what. I've never just been the fucking person to just fly off the handles. You know what I'm saying? It's as soon as I'm instigated, and I'm not saying this is right. I got to learn to control it. But buddy, with family, friends, intimate relationships, fucking everyday people, grocery store shopping, dude. I don't ever fucking instigate it. I just feel like sometimes it's attracted to me.
Yes.
And the only time I feel something is when I'm fucking active like that. And that sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Sometimes the only time I feel is when I'm fucking hyper, brother. And I'm so focused. I'm calm. I'm ready to react. You know? That's just not. I don't like people. It's not normal. Like people look at you like you're fucking like you're crazy.
Well,
and I'm tired of that, dude, because it's just who I am.
And that's fine. And you're great just the way you are, brother. And the bottom line is too, there's so much that goes into how we were programmed and trained. And the old analogy that Marines are like a caged dog, that was poked at and prodded, and and then they finally open the door and let you out. That's basically what it is. You know what I mean? So when you get into those situations, it's hard to learn. It's hard to learn coming out of that and that mindset, to learn to be relaxed and not immediately jump into that. And you got to be with somebody that understands that process, that understands that, look, I might never be perfect like this. This is what I went through. These are the circumstances that made me this way. And have somebody that understands that, not just judges you for your behavior right off the bat,
I just feel the situation I'm like going through right now, dude, if the roles were reversed and I did this, or like, there's just such a double standard with women when it comes to relationships, when it comes to treatment of fucking of your partner. Doesn't have to be a fucking female, doesn't have to be anything. There's a disconnect with all of that, dude. Like, there's a double standard. They can go off and treat anybody the way they fucking want to and do what they want to, and at the end of the day, they're not the fucking asshole. They're not.
Well,
It's always it's always something. At least in my experience. I'm not generalizing this. I'm
I
saying
think
my
it.
experience, dude.
Yeah, I just think it's the picture that's been painted, right? But there's plenty of women that get shit on. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course, of course,
so,
of course, of
But
course.
I understand what you're saying. There's it's just like everything in life, right? You're right. This is the picture that's been painted the way it's supposed to be. Guys are not supposed to react this way. Girls are not supposed to react this way. If they do, they're this. If they do, you're this. And all that's bullshit, man.
Everyone's so quick to put a title on you and judge you, dude, and I hate that.
Yes.
Like I know what I feel it, like.
And you know what, buddy? Somebody else will too. Somebody else will too. You the importance of like being open and vulnerable and allowing somebody to see this side of you and know who you are, understand the process of like why I think this way, why I feel this way, the things that I'm going through. Like I'm not just being aggressive because I like being aggressive. A lot of times people that get aggressive like that hate it. They hate it, and afterwards you might even cry or something like that because it's not something you like doing. It's just the way you're built and the way you were set up, and it's hard to get out of that mode.
Dude, as soon as I fucking snap, dude, it's like this. It's literally, I'm two different people because as it's going on, I'm feeding the proper logistics to continue with the anger, but I'm on the other side being like trying to fucking hold it back, and I can't. And dude, I just this one snuck up on me and got me.
And listen, dude, everybody is entitled to you are entitled to feel how you feel. You're entitled to be angry. You're entitled to be whatever. Those are your feelings. Own them. And if people don't like it, then to hell with them. You know what I mean? People that are real and love you are going to stand by you. So
I guess what I don't understand either, dude, is like, has my love for the other person not been so much better than the anger? I know it has. I know me, dude.
Right. But again, dude, this goes back to, it just wasn't the right person for you. That's it. It just wasn't the right person. That person that you're gonna be with, that's the right one, is gonna balance you out, and it's gonna understand and embrace every insecurity, everything that you got going on. They're gonna embrace it and balance you out, and they're gonna love you through it, right? So, and if you don't meet a person that doesn't do that, you need to be okay with just knowing that, I'm Andrew. I'm a good guy. I love myself. You still have tons of people in your life
Yeah,
that
100%.
love you. Yeah. So you can't settle for anybody that doesn't accept you for you and embrace you. That's the bottom line. You know what I mean? Because everybody comes with flaws, dude. We're all walking around with fucking a U-Haul of baggage.
Yeah.
It's just whether people are honest about it or not. Right?
I've been more honest about my feelings now because I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I just don't. I mean, I called my boss today. Like, I texted him, like, dude, I fucking just was sitting here. I was fine. I was having a cup of coffee, listening to fucking classical music, and I just started fucking bawling, dude. Just like, I looked at my dog and it was over. Like, I'm not right now, And I had to tell him that. I came up and I was honest with him. And I was just like, dude, I don't care. Like, I'm sorry, but they could fire me tomorrow, dude. And I just like, not that it's going to happen. I've got a great
No.
team behind me. I'm just saying that's the mentality. Whatever happens tomorrow and right now, like, what the fuck ever, dog.
But you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right things by talking to people, man, and by being open and being honest. And look, you're on this show, being vulnerable and being brutally honest about your feelings. This is all part of the healing process, man.
Yeah.
You're just getting that poison out of you right now. You know what I mean? And like I told you, one day you are gonna wake up one day and you're gonna feel so much better, dude. And it's gonna be easier to put one foot in front of the other, whether it happens tomorrow or in a week or a month. You know what I mean? But you're absolutely doing what you should be doing, which is being open and honest. You're not secluding yourself and talking to everybody or not talking to anybody and just drinking your problems away and whatever. You're being out there and being vulnerable, and that's going to help you heal.
Yeah, like when we talked last night, dude, I was fucking lonely. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like you can hear the wood cracking and you can hear the air move around your face. You hear all these other things, but you're just fucking there and you're numb. You're not feeling anything. I need to take my jacket off. I need to take my shoes. It's like nothing matters, And I was there last night, dude, and I couldn't sleep. There's a point where I'm like, oh, I could just sleep all day, and then all of a sudden I'm up. It's like I don't want to miss something, I don't want to miss something that could spark me like excitement or feel something better than what I'm feeling. I don't want to just go to bed because then I'm just gonna mill in my head. And then when I wake up, it's like I just want to stay up and wait for something to fucking excite me, something to give me that little kick of endorphins or something. And then all of a sudden,
it will happen, dude. It'll happen. I mean, that at the end of the day, you still got you, and that's the most important part, right?
Yeah,
you still got you.
And I'm learning more about myself. I'm nervous that the more I learn about myself, that I'm not going to allow someone else in. Like dude, I got a wall up, brother.
Yeah, and you know what? Like I said before, the right person is going to help slowly but surely allow you to break that wall down and feel secure and trusted with them and safe. But
I don't know if I know how to trust. If I had to be honest,
right.
Like I don't know if I know how to do that.
But you know what? And there's nothing wrong with having that wall up. There's nothing wrong with protecting your heart or protecting your feelings. There's nothing wrong with that. And someone should have to work to gain that and earn that. They should. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
I don't know. I think we're just so built on trying to woo over and win over women's trust, and like we're the ones that have to put the work in. You know, I don't need a fucking door open for me, but sometimes I just need a hug. Sometimes I need someone to just scratch my fucking back. You know, like I don't need you to pay for dinner. Don't need you to open the fucking door. Don't need you to pay the mortgage. I just need someone that's gonna fucking be there to help me through the fucking times, dude.
And
I
there,
feel like I'm constantly putting that on the back burner to
right.
be the person for them.
Yeah. And that's right there. That's wrong. You know what I mean?
But it feels right at the time because I'm making that person happy. And I don't necessarily feel that it's not making me not happy until I'm not happy. You know,
Right.
until
Yeah.
until it's over, you know. And
No, it's tough. It's tough, man. None of its relationships are very hard. They're very complicated, and regardless of whether you're supposed to be with somebody or you're completely in love with somebody, it still requires a lot of work, a lot of communication, a lot of dedication to each other. On both sides.
what's your
So,
opinion on the physical side?
well, that goes hand in hand with everything else. I mean, intimacy is very important.
I mean, isn't that why we commit to one person? One of the reasons that we commit to one person, right? Like, is that not what committing to one person, other than the other standard shit? It's the fact is that we're not going to have to go out there and look for someone, right? Like,
Right. That's a part of it. Yes, if you're in a monogamous relationship, and you committed to somebody sexually, right?
Yeah.
Then yes. I mean, I hate to put it like, it's someone's duty to do this or do that, but if you guys are committed to each other,
it's been nothing but a duty for me, bud. And that's another thing I don't
well,
understand.
then that's another clear-cut sign that's not the right person. It should never be a duty. It should be a want.
Well, the last couple of years for the kid here last couple big relationships that I've had, it's never been a want, dude. And I'm a physical person. I'm not sitting here saying that I'm, dude, I like sex. I like intimacy. I like that with the person that I care for. And that's huge for me. And I've expressed it in every relation. I've told this is it. And it's like, dude, I get fucking, dude, it's like a kid in the candy store. Come here, little boy. You know? And then all of a sudden I'm in, doors are shut, and I'm fucking trapped.
Yeah.
And standards change, and all of a sudden things change, and all of a sudden I'm the person that, oh, you want sex too much, or you want this too much. Then all of a sudden I'm back like, damn, do I have a fucking problem? Like,
right.
am I, it's not just sexual, but like other things. Like, oh
Right.
shit, like, okay, I'm an aggressive, angry fucker. Like,
Well,
and I'm like, okay, so I'm this weird freaking savage running out here trying to figure out life, and I like to have sex. I like to swear, like
no, dude, it all comes back to if you express to somebody like what your wants and needs are at the beginning of a relationship, and they're in agreement with you, and it's all good and all that stuff, and something changes, that's not on you. If you're up front and you communicate that, that's on the person that decided to change. They brought that curveball into the relationship. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with being a sexual person or wanting sex all the time and stuff like that. If it's communicated with the person you're with, and they know that about you, and it's changed, then that's not your fault.
I don't want it to like make it sound like it was strictly that, but that was just one like.
No, I get it, and that's a very important part of. No, that's very important, dude.
Like, who wants to feel like when you're intimate with somebody? Who wants to feel like it's a chore? Who
No,
wants to feel like it's a fucking job, or like, okay, well, what the fuck? You gonna schedule time to be intimate with me? How about I just schedule time to be with you? Like, right? Like if a guy did that, that's what I'm talking about. This double standard with women, dude. If a guy did that, it would be completely unacceptable.
I do think
you don't want this. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, he doesn't give me attention. If a woman cheats, it's completely, she's emotionally checked out. Done. She doesn't want anything more to do with you. If a guy cheats, he's not getting taken care of in an intimate manner. He's not feeling wanted. He's not feeling like, you're not making him feel like a man. And society today, dude, it supports everything of this. The demasculation of men, I agree women should have all the rights in the world and do whatever the fuck they want. But women and men are different. We're different. We're differently wired. We're differently bred. We're different. We don't need to be the same. We're not equal. We are not equal. Right? And I'm not saying job-wise. I'm not saying one's more intelligent or physically or nothing. I'm saying we are not fucking equal. Why do men have hair on their face? Do you know why? Most men with beards and hair was meant to fucking protection because they were probably a warrior line in their bloodline, right? It's because they found that bones crack less with hair on the face when you get hit with objects.
Yeah, I think there is a misconception that with men that intimacy and sex is just all about the physical. And
dude, all he wants is the fuck. No, dog. I want to connect with you. I want to connect on a level that no one else can. That's why we're together, because I feel I can connect with you. I don't give a shit about getting a nut off. I don't. I want to connect with you and have fun.
No, I think that's a big misconception.
I get more turned on by fucking turning on a woman than me getting off. Is that what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's not I don't care. I'm going to get mine. I want to be with you and connect with you because I love you and I want to get it. I want to be with you. Right. I want to be one with you. It's not just because we're into each other, like literally physically inside of each other. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I want to see your vulnerabilities. I want to make you feel comfortable.
Yeah. No, I understand. I understand that there is a misconception about that. What do you think the challenges are as far as communication?
I mean, I don't communicate the best. I'll say that right out the gate. I don't communicate the best, but also I don't know how to express sometimes when I'm sitting in traffic, or I'll just keep saying traffic because it fucking pisses me off.
Did you have like one big incident in traffic?
Well, I had a little incident last night with a realtor, but well, she was in her car too, and she kind of got mouthy with me, and anyways, that's another story. I don't even know what I was going to say. You pattern interrupted me, brother. That was a good one. That was a good one. I completely.
Thank you. No, I mean the challenges in communication, as far as in a relationship. I mean,
I don't communicate. I don't communicate the best. All right.
Okay.
But I also feel that there's times that I think things that I don't need to communicate, and if I communicated them, I feel that it's for sure not normal. Like, again, if I'm sitting in traffic and I see someone that really pisses me off or cuts me off, like, dude, I think of things that the normal person probably wouldn't do it. And that's the fucking Marine Corps.
Yeah, that's 100%
Marine Corps. I think about them getting a flat tire and flipping over and burning into an abyss. Like, I think of violent, bad shit. Why do I have to sit there and explain that to somebody? Do I have to communicate that to somebody? So if they see, oh man, something's wrong with him. One, I appreciate the fact that something's going on. Awesome.
Right.
But then do you have to dig and tell me, oh no, I want you to share. And then I turn around and I look at you. I was like, well, now that you say that, I'm hoping that when I drive up, his car flipped over, it's on fire, and I hear screaming. Like, that's not fucking normal. I don't feel like I have to explain that to somebody.
No.
I keep that into myself because I'm like, all right, that's not normal. But then all of a sudden, there it comes. What I want to know, you're not opening up. You're not this. You're not that.
Well,
I think you just take it for face value that I'm not going to tell you what I want to tell you.
Yeah,
and be okay with that. I'm a fucking grown ass man. I've been, I'm not saying I'm better than anybody, but every woman I've been to has never been through what I've been through or what we've been through. So why can't we just take it for face fucking value and understand that I'm a protector and just fucking dead it right there? Stop talking about it. Don't keep going at me about it.
Yeah, I think there's there's a real hard challenge with communication, and especially with, with the Marine Corps and everything we've been through. And so,
when you talk about the communication level, brother, it's I think it's like it's a woman thing. That communication is a woman thing. To understand, like, they just want to try to figure. My opinion. I know there's other people listening that may not fucking agree with what I'm saying. My opinion is they don't give a fuck about what it's doing to me. They give a fuck how it's going to make them feel, and they want to make sure they can change it. And that's how I feel.
well, that's probably the people that you're with, because that's not.
But I have a horrible judge of character.
No, that's not necessarily true either, dude. You sometimes what you see and what you fall in love with, and the person you start out with, people change, and sometimes people aren't what they say they are, or you think they are. That's not your fault. You know what I mean? That's not your fault. So I mean, but that happens if you're in a long relationship, or you're going to change to some extent, right? And then sometimes people aren't who you think they are when you get into a relationship with them, and that's clearly not your fault. So
then you then you just kind of go into like the proper way to fucking communicate and move on from that, right?
Yeah, that's it.
I think there's right and wrong ways to do things. I've never done it right the entire time. But things that have happened to me, I've never done to somebody. Facts. Yeah. I've never put someone through that. I put them through other things. I'm not perfect, right?
Yeah.
But dude, the savagery of fucking women sometimes, dude, is unprecedented. I hats off to you, ladies.
But
dude, I'm telling you that it's unbelievable the what women can do.
I tell you this though too. You talk about like your taste in women, choice in women. That will change after this time of growth and discovering yourself. It'll change what type of woman you attract, and it'll change of what type of woman you want. When you start to learn how valuable you are, how valuable Andrew is, how valuable your time is, how valuable your heart is, how valuable your emotions are, your choice and who you decide to let in your life is going to change.
That's well put, man. I've never I don't think I've ever valued myself like that. I think that I've always like tried to make other people feel better. I've never valued my time.
Right.
And damn, fucking, I'll be 37 next month.
Yeah. So your time that's what I'm saying, man. Your time is so valuable, and your emotions and your heart and all that stuff, so valuable. The more you learn through this time to value yourself, the harder it is for someone going to be to walk in your life and take that from you. They're going to have to show to you that they're worthy of it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just
don't want to come across too aggressive in terms of like, again, that has to be a balance with that. I can't just go into a relationship being like, it's all, so how do I like, I have to dip my toes back into what I've been doing. Right. But then I have this wall up. So like, I don't know the balance. I don't need to know it right now.
You are going to attract the person that you're supposed to attract when you're ready. That's it. You don't have to worry about that. Just worry about learning to love yourself, to learn more about yourself, and what you really want out of a woman in this second half of your life. What's important to you, and how valuable your time is, and your emotions and your feelings. That's it. And then when that time's ready, when you're ready, you're going to attract the right woman, because they're going to see in you that you're not the type of guy that's just picking and choosing whoever, that you have enough confidence and you care enough about yourself that you're not just giving your shit away for free.
Well, that's a part of the caring for the self part is like, oh, dude, I know when I go through it, dude, it's like you stop cleaning, you stop taking care of yourself, you start, like Like,
Yeah.
there's like
No.
little things that I don't do. Like, I'll be laying there like, oh, I didn't brush my teeth or take my medicine. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, the fuck's it matter? You know, like, oh, I didn't shower today. Like, I didn't do
But you
shit today. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, and I hate. I know I'm better than that, dude. But it's like I'm I'm a very emotional person. Been
Yeah.
my whole fucking life.
Right.
There's just so much going on, and I just can't explain it.
Yeah.
You know?
And what you're dealing with is perfectly normal, dude. It's like I said, there's going to be a day you wake up in the future here where you're going to get up, you're going to brush your teeth, you're going to put on your shoes, you're going to start to think about something maybe that you want to do that you enjoy. And that this time that you went through, the hurt and the loneliness and all that, is going to make you to yourself valuable. So this, it's going to change. It's going to happen, brother. And you're going to grow through this. And
I think I want that more than a relationship. I think at this point, I just want to wake up and feel like I want to do something.
yeah, and you will. And we're all going to be here until that happens. So, I mean, you will, dude. Trust me. It's going to happen. You're going to wake up one day, you're going to call me, and you're going to have 150 ideas for a show. You're going to be getting it. Your friends and your family are going to drag your ass until you're ready to stand up on your own. That's what we're here for. Right. And I'm telling you that the time you're spending right now learning about yourself and going through this hurt is going to make you appreciate yourself so much more as a man and as a person. It's going to change. It's going to change the next woman. It's going to change how you look at women from here on out. I know it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're wrong. I just hope that it's, dude. I'm an extreme person. I'm all in or not. I think you know that about me. I don't want. I'm nervous to just completely shut off.
You won't, brother. Right now, that's what you're thinking, but you won't. When you meet that right person, it's all going to come to light.
I mean,
you won't.
But I don't know. I just like, as I feel like this, I'm like, do I actually need that though? Like, am I cutting myself short to have to like think that I have to rely on a relationship to be happy?
No, you don't. You need to learn to love and appreciate yourself first. Like I said, because then and only then will you know how valuable you are, and you're not going to let somebody come in and take your shit for free. You know what I mean? And it's not just the physical, sexual things. It's your heart. It's your time, your dedication. And you're going to meet somebody that's also gung-ho and all in, and it's just going to it's going to feel right, dude. So, but
well, one can hope, right? That's all you can do.
But listen, like I said, even if it doesn't, you still have you, and that's all that's important. And you still have people around you that love you, and care about you, and you still have a purpose, a huge purpose. And it's going to happen in the right time, dude. It is. It's going to happen. I know it is.
Well, I appreciate you.
Yeah, somebody out there is going to absolutely treasure and cherish every attribute that you have to give to them. Right?
Yeah. I just want to say, dude, like I couldn't have done. Dude, you're the man. Thank you.
Buddy,
I want everybody to know that like this is the fucking shit. Like this is the buddy checks that we want to do. Like this is what we do. This is literally what we do. And I just thank you, dude, for being my friend.
You don't have to thank me, dude. I love you with all my heart, and I'm gonna be here for you until I can't be here for you anymore. So that's what friends do. I know you do. You've been there for me, man, in times where I've been going through the same shit that you're going through, and dragging me out of it. And that's what friends are for. That's what we're here for, dude. You know, right now you can't see the good in you, or you can't see the bright spot. That's what I'm here for right now, is to fucking take you to it. So I love, you don't have to thank me for anything. It's my pleasure to be your friend, man. It's my pleasure to do this with you, and it's an honor. And you're going to meet somebody that's going to completely fall in love with all those great things about you, man. No doubt in my mind.
Yeah, I appreciate it, my friend. Thanks for the good talk. I don't know, man. You might have to close this out and take me off for a minute, buddy. I'm hurting right now, but
yeah. So this was different tonight, ladies and gents, and we were trying to come up with a show, and obviously Andrew's been going through stuff, and we thought, well, let's get on and be real about the things that we struggle with and what's going on in our lives, and sometimes that's needed, so hopefully those who have watched and those who will watch will get something out of it, and if not, then oh well, we did. So, right? Yeah. So, but yeah, I love you, brother, and it's all going to be fine. It's all going to be okay.
No, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody watching that stayed on. This has been a great audience tonight, and thank you. It made me happy. Thank you.
Yep. Everybody have a great, happy, safe weekend. We love you. Come back next week. We'll have a different show. But thanks for watching, everybody. This is Disarranged.
Take care.
Thank you for joining us. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe.